Hey everybody, this is Sean Davis, and welcome to the show. I'm kicking ass and collecting crypto as always. Today I have a very special video. This video is gonna blow your tits off. I said it, Dr. Rich. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be bringing on Dr. Rich to explain a health technology that is gonna blow your minds, man. Give you a little background. My wife Nikki and I work with people. We have some techniques that help people with emotional burdens and mental suffering. We do kind of a therapy, and many of the people that we help suffer from like chronic diseases. They have poor health. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them have cancer. Some of them have MS, Parkinson's, diabetes, brain traumas. The list is immense, right? And we help them with their emotional and their like mental stuff. But I always wanted to help get to the physical part because that's the thing, right? As I watch these people go through things, I've had my mom has Parkinson's. I've had cardiac issues too, and what I see rarely in the medicine is a reversal of whatever damage has occurred. In other words, returning to health from poor health, returning to like not having a disease from having a disease type thing. And like it's a lot of times I see them help them try to slow it down, but reversing yourself back to good health, I know it's something super rare. And so a subscriber from my channel, this YouTube channel here, has been contacted me a few times. I didn't listen, but finally I listened to him, and he showed me what I'm about to show you. Dr. Rich is about to show you. The reason I'm not telling you is because Dr. Rich can tell you better than me. Okay, and I want this to be told in a way that makes sense and that that's right for you guys. But he showed me what I'm about to hear, and this is backed by serious science. This is without a doubt scientifically and anecdotally proven that it works. It reverses people and animals to good health, and it works fast. I couldn't believe it when I heard it, and I was kind of like shocked that I hadn't heard it before. Like I thought something was wrong with me. However, I went out and I started talking to people once I knew the information, and nobody I talked to had heard about it. So my goal is to tell the world here. So if you want better health, if you're into health at all, if you help people with their health, if you have poor health, if you know somebody with poor health, send them this video. If you're entrepreneurial, you want to have your ears perked up. Stay tuned closely for what Dr. Rich is about to explain to you. I'm going to introduce Dr. Rich. Dr. Rich is a naturopath. His wife Tippy and him have been married for 46 years, and they were owners of for 30 years of a natural supplement business in Fairmont, West Virginia. Dr. Rich is also, in addition, was a teacher administrator for public schools for 35 years. He retired recently. However, he likes helping people get well and teaching them, and that's his passion. And a few months ago, he and his wife came out of retirement to do just that. The reason they came out of retirement was because the discovery, which I just discovered, of a natural product validated by 45 years of research and verified by countless medical studies that is a product that helps everyone live healthy, delay disease, and add at least 3 to 5 years of quality years to their life. So Dr. Rich, I'm going to give the floor to you. Please share with us what brought you out of retirement and what has you so excited. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, Sean. It is an awesome pleasure to be here with you this morning. And you know what? Wow, it is exciting. I mean, I will be 70 years young in December. Going on 40, Sean, okay?
Wow.
Became a major myself years ago, 10 years ago, cardiovascular problem. I was clotted solid from the right ankle to the groin. I was full of plaque, etc. Overcame all of that. And that was before I knew about LifeVantage, this incredible publicly traded company doing business in 23 countries around the world. But you hit the nail on the head. I was a full-time public school principal and a doctor, worked both professions full-time. We were very, very, very busy. And in 2013, I retired. We retired. We liked being retired. It was wonderful. We didn't have any issues, whatever, time of our life. And being a naturopath was hard work. I mean, very hard work. Um, Patients would come in, we would have to test them, determine what system of the body wasn't working correctly, determine what nutrients were necessary to help them to overcome the symptoms of what it is that they were going through. And that's what doctors do. Whether it's a naturopath like myself or an allopath who uses prescription medication and surgeries, we treat the symptoms. Okay, and so I use supplementation, they use prescription medication in surgery. And, that's the way it is in the medical profession. Well, that's the way it used to be. Okay, so and Steve Price, who introduced you to this, and people are going to know a little more about him before we're done. He kept, like with you, calling me about this, and I was retired, Sean. I didn't want to hear about anything else. I didn't want to do anything else. I wanted to golf and fish and go to the beach and enjoy my wife and do the things that we dreamed of doing in retirement. However, our dog developed lipomas. Our chocolate lab mixed dog, she was relatively young, and these lipomas, these fatty tumors, were getting larger and larger, and they will kill a dog. They're not malignant, but they will kill a dog. They were getting very, very large. So I called Steve, and I remember him talking about this product from this incredible company. And I thought I remembered him saying that they had a dog formula. So in my desperation, I said, Steve, does this company that you've told me about numerous times have a formula for dogs, and would it help with this problem? He said, yes, it would. And he described it briefly, and he sent me the product. He had it ordered, and it was overnighted. And it's a chewable, and our dog's finicky eater, but she gobbled them up. She would have eaten the whole bottle at one time. Well, in 2 or 3 days, she was chasing, we have 4 rescue cats, and she was a rescue dog. She's chasing the cats around the house. We have 4 acres and a stream. She's out in the stream, jumping in the stream. I mean, you could see that, with a dog, there's no placebo effect. Something positive was happening. Well, in 4 months, the tumors were gone. I took the dog to the vet to get her annual inoculations, and she about had a heart attack. She said, oh my God, she said, that's impossible. And I said, it's not impossible, is it? You can see with your eyes. She said, well, in veterinary science, it is impossible to get rid of lipomas only. You can only do it by surgically removing them, and they grow back. Oh my God, how did you do that? And I told her, okay. So she takes the product herself right now because of that. So, all the people that we worked with. So, and I thought, well, it worked with this dog. Steve, send me one link. And he sent me the link that you now have, and I'm going to tell everybody what this link is. So, folks, if you're listening, take out a sheet of paper and a pencil or a pen and write this link down. It's simple. abcgotit.com/Davis, DAVIS, abcgotit.com/Davis. Okay, so Steve sent me his at the time. I watched the first short video of Dr. McCord, who is the cellular biologist that developed Protandim NRF2. And I didn't even watch the second one. I called Steve back up and I said, Steve, I'm coming out of retirement. How do I get involved? I want to do this. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. And Sean, here's the most remarkable factor. I mean, in the year, almost 2 years now, I've been working with a couple thousand people now to help them with their issues. And they in turn helped me because they've described how they overcame the symptoms of what they were going through and what they took. But, you take this formula and you do it, and it's that easy, and all of a sudden you're well again. So, Steve sent me the simple link. I watched it. The science was there. I started studying, and then I started doing presentations. So let's just go down this road. I did those well over 100 presentations teaching the science, and people afterwards, 2 or 3 people came on validating the science that I taught and told what they overcame. And I'm only going to mention disease one time right now. These people, hundreds of them, and this is how I learned what to tell people to take when they called me and said, I have this and this and this and this. They taught me how to teach people and to tell people from cancer to Alzheimer's and everything in between. There I said diseases. I'm not supposed to. But in fact, Sean, diabetes, etc., all these major problems. These people were told by their doctors that they could not overcome what they were going through. They would never improve. The doctors would treat the symptoms and try to keep them comfortable. Yet, thousands of people, some were terminal, are well today when they were told there's no hope. So, with all of that, everyone is looking for this, or I've heard several times, many times, this is the answer to my prayer. It's what I've been looking for. So what did Dr. McCord say, the scientist who took 45 years to create this formula, Protandim NRF2? It is protected by 12 patents. Okay, it is the most researched formulation on PubMed.gov, the federal government's national library for storing peer-reviewed research. It is more published than any prescription in the world. You can go to PubMed.gov, and I can't do this, but a person could type in Protandim NRF2 and cancer, Protandim NRF2 and diabetes, Protandim NRF2 and multiple sclerosis, and up comes the scientific medical research. And you talk about being turned on. I mean, excited. And I just couldn't, 12 hours a day, I'm on the internet looking at these research studies. I couldn't get enough of this. So now, where do we go with this? Everyone, Sean, has a choice when it comes to healthcare. And they don't realize that they have a choice. They think they go to a medical doctor and that's the only choice that they have. So the first model is the allopathic medical doctor type of model, where a person doesn't feel well, or they're in an accident, or they have to go to the emergency room, or some other problem. There is a need that they have medically, and they go to a doctor. The doctor examines them. They do a diagnosis. Most of the time, they prescribe a medication, a prescription, or multiple prescriptions, and the person takes them, and a lot of times they're on them for a long time, and sometimes they're on these prescriptions for the rest of their life. Okay, so there's also referrals to other doctors. Then if it gets worse, there are surgeries scheduled, maybe other types of modalities of treatment. Then there's hospice care and rest homes, and then eventually death. Okay, treating symptoms. A naturopathic doctor, we kind of do the same thing, only we can't diagnose a person. We can only determine what system of the body isn't working correctly. And then I did muscle testing to determine what supplements they needed. Supplementation, okay? It's as bad as using prescription medication. Supplements should not be used long-term, but they are. So with all of that, that's the first model. The second model, this is where the miracle comes in. It's called Nutrigenomics. Our company initiated this science of nutrigenomics after Dr. Joe McCord's 45 years of research developing Protandim NRF2. Protandim NRF2 is a cellular activator. It activates the cells to revert back to a state when that individual cellularly was functioning when they were newborn to 10 years of age. Not sick, not aging, nothing wrong, tremendous energy, could go and go and go, wonderful mental acuity and physical stamina, etc. I mean, it was their time of their life, and this goes on till they're 25, and that's when problems start to come in. So what truly is nutrigenomics? It's the science of using food-based formulas, and here's the key, to enhance gene expression. There are 20 to 35,000 genes in the nuclei of all 17 trillion cells in the body. That's your stuff. That's your makeup. That's your genome. Everybody's genome is completely different. So therefore, it's difficult for doctors of any kind to treat a person with a specific drug protocol or a supplemental protocol because everybody's genome is different. How in the world are you going to use a series of drugs or supplements for everybody that has certain symptoms when they're all different? So have you ever heard, well, I took those drugs, the doctor prescribed them for me, but they didn't work for me. And the other person says, well, they work pretty good for me. I'm feeling a little bit better. My symptoms have been alleviated some and so on. Well, that's the reality of it. It's the biggest paradigm shift in medicine ever. Using natural food-based substances, and with our company, put together like a prescription, very powerful, not used as nutrients, but to activate the cells or to function the way they did when you were very young and healthy and not aging, or to take these formulations so that you can have the opportunity to have maximum wellness, get your cells to perform correctly, overcome the symptoms of what you're doing by opening up specific medically recognized and scientifically verified pathways to the nucleus of the cell. That's the key to medicine. So nutrigenomics opens up specific pathways so that the cells perform the way that they are supposed to. Now let's talk about this formula first. Let's talk about, just briefly, Protandim NRF2. Okay, so I'm going to set a precedent before I explain what it does. The cause of all disease, verified by PubMed.gov, there are at least 85,000 manuscripts detailing the fact that the cause of all disease is age-related oxidative stress. That's a medical term. What does it mean? It's free radicals. Free radicals out of control. Free radicals, when you're young, they're neutralized. And I'm going to explain that in detail. But when you get to be 30 and older, they're not neutralized. And when free radicals start to win the battle, and there are more of those than enzymes to neutralize them, like you did when you were younger, then that's when aging and disease begins to manifest. So let's delve into nutrigenomics model. And I told you I used it first with my dog with great success. She's still well today. So there are 3 generally accepted theories of aging. The problem is that the medical science, the allopathic model, they don't deal with any of these theories of aging and disease. They just treat the symptoms and with prescriptions. And the prescriptions, if you just watch TV and look at the commercials, you see that there are all kinds of side effects. And doctor puts you on certain prescriptions, and then they have to put you on other prescriptions to overcome the side effects of the prescriptions that they're using. It's a vicious cycle. It's only symptomatic. Now, the first model is the mitochondrial theory of aging. The second, which is what I'm going to talk about first, is the oxidative stress theory of aging. And the third is the sirtuin theory of aging. These all are generally accepted in medicine as either the contributing factor to or the direct cause to all aging issues and all disease manifestation. You're going to know in the next 10 to 12 minutes that you have the opportunity to utilize all 3 theories of aging and derive from this knowledge optimum health. So let's go into the first one.
Do it, Dr. Rich. Way to go, buddy. This is awesome.
Let's talk about this little tablet right here. I often say to people, have you ever heard about this yellow tablet that people are wanting and needing? And everybody, and like you said, Sean, everybody says, no, I've never heard of it. Excuse me. Well, this little tablet, when you take it, it's a cellular activator. It's the only nutrigenomic cellular activator in the world. Well, what does that mean? A cellular activator. You have genes, okay? The genes will express themselves in the nucleus of your cells. But when you get older, your genes don't express themselves correctly. They're like a piano that's out of tune. And when that piano's out of tune, the music's terrible. It sounds terrible. I mean, and then so we relate it to human physiology. We start to get some wrinkles, the hair starts to turn a little gray, or you lose it. Okay, you start getting aches and pains, and your memory isn't as good as it used to. There are manifestations of aging and disease starting to take place. Well, when you activate your cells with this little yellow tablet, in 25 minutes, your cells are activated in the following manners: multiple, plural. Number one, there are four enzymes that are produced by the genes that are located in the nucleus of the cells. These enzymes are superoxide dismutase, catalase, hemioxygenase, and glutathione. These enzymes neutralize 1 million free radicals per second each, 24 hours a day when you're younger, newborn to 25. So therefore, when they're doing their job and there are more of those enzymes than free radicals, which are the bad guys, there's no problem. You're healthy. But when we get to be 25, those genes get a little out of tune, like the piano, and they don't express themselves like they did, and they don't produce as many of those enzymes. Then you reach a plateau in medicine called age-related oxidative stress. This is when there are more free radicals than those four enzymes can now neutralize. That's when disease and aging begin to manifest. And the problem is, Sean, when you get older, each year, chronologically, that imbalance becomes worse. Way more free radicals than enzymes to neutralize them. There's even less enzymes that are produced because the piano gets a little more out of tune. The genes don't express themselves as well as they should. So therefore, symptoms of aging and symptoms of disease increase. Each year we get older. Now, so when you take the first tablet in 25 minutes, the NRF2 pathway is opened up. It's cellular signaling, and it's done through receptor sites. And on the outside, it gets to the nucleus of the cell. You'll be able to see that, folks. When you go to Sean's site, abzgotit.com/Davis, you will be able to see 3 short videos which will explain in detail everything that I'm talking about. But when you take that first tablet in 25 minutes, those enzymes that neutralize the bad guys, the free radicals, are neutralizing those free radicals like they did when you were newborn to 10 years of age. Bingo. Is that important? Oh my God, the cause of all disease is age-related oxidative stress, free radicals out of control. In 25 minutes, taking this first tablet, the first dose, the first consumption of it, in 25 minutes, your cells revert back to a state like you were newborn to 10 years of age, and you're producing those enzymes, and now they're neutralizing 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours a day. And I don't care what tag a doctor is assigned to you, the cause is all the same of all of them, because people ask, well, I have this or this or this or this. Will it help? The answer is yes, 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 yes. It works for everyone at every age, regardless of what your diagnosed condition is. So that's number one. The process of neutralizing the bad guys, the free radicals, the age-related oxidative stress begins with the first tablet that you take. What else happens? If you have mutated genes, your body is full of genes in the nuclei of all of those cells. If they are mutated and it's a primary cause of cancer, then the cells recognize that their intelligence is increased. So the blinders are taken off. They put their glasses on. They can now recognize what's wrong. And in medicine, it's called upregulation and downregulation. They start adjusting. If chromosomes are mutated, they're repaired. I mean, if genes are mutated, they're repaired. If chromosomes need to be rescripted, they're rescripted. Any cells in the body that are damaged will be recognized and they will be repaired. Fibrosis, pulmonary fibrosis or kidney fibrosis or any type of fibrin, clots in the body. It's most of the time it's terminal. Well, the production of fibrin is stopped. Inflammation, cause of all the arthritis and fibromyalgia, the aches and pains. God, I can't move, that people say. I mean, I am in pain. I'm taking painkillers. I don't want to take the narcotics. Well, you know what? These symptoms disappear when you activate the cells in this process using Protandim NRF2 that Dr. McCord took 45 years to create. That's protected by 12 patents. It's the most published medical formulation in the world, and it's natural, but it is like a prescription. It's very powerful. So in 30 days, his research validated that taking one tablet a day, a person will neutralize in their cells 40% of the cause of their problem, age-related oxidative stress. So what if you have arthritis? Do you think that the pain is going to be, it will subside some after 30 days when you eliminate almost half of the problem? The answer is yes, but it doesn't end there. The research, the second benchmark testing in 120 days, the cells of the body will continue to do everything that I talked about, but as the process continues, the cells will neutralize 70% of the age-related oxidative stress. Now, Sean, I was privileged to be on many calls, medical doctors, okay? They were the ones doing the call like I am today. And when they get to this point in their presentation, they would say, folks, if you are suffering from anything from A to Z, no diseases, I'm not going to mention them, they did. What do you think's going to happen if you neutralize 70% of what's causing your symptoms? And they would say, I'm going to feel better, or I'm going to this, or I'm going to do that, or my symptoms are going to start to disappear. I'm going to start to get better. These were medical doctors, Sean, and they said that's exactly scientifically validated and scientific truth. So if we didn't have anything else but this, wouldn't that be miraculous? That's utilizing one of the theories of aging. The theory of aging is the theory of oxidative stress. Okay, so we're dealing with that. Naturopaths don't do it. Medical doctors don't do it. It doesn't happen. You don't have to go to a medical doctor to get a prescription. Oh my God, and what does it cost? $40.99 a bottle. Very inexpensive, okay? To have all that happen within the first 25 minutes of taking the first pill. Now, I did write notes here, and I don't want to get off of course here. I want to stay on course because I want to get this message across in the short period that I have. Okay, so we know what happens in 30 days. We know what happens in 120 days, utilizing the one theory of aging. We know what happens with the allopathic model, where they diagnose and treat symptoms only. People really don't get better. They just maybe have less symptoms, or their symptoms are minimized. The cause is still there. The problem's still there. They're just masking the symptoms. That's the difference. In this case, by using Protandim NRF2 and the nutrigenomic approach, you are actually activating your cells, getting them to function like they did when you were very young and healthy and not aging, no disease. That's the huge difference. It is a paradigm shift. It's the biggest change in medicine, and you don't have to go to a doctor to do it. Now, well, that's the oxidative stress theory of aging. Now, this formula, I'll end with my presentation about NRF2 with this. It is protected by 12 patents. It took Dr. McCord 45 years to perfect it. It is a cellular activator, the only one of its in the world. We have no competition. Okay, we're the only game in town. Though it causes the 4 enzymes to neutralize 1 million free radicals each per second, again, 24 hours a day, overcoming this. The cells are overcoming the symptoms, not the pill. We're functioning like we were when we were real young. In 30 days, you have the blood work of a healthy 20-year-old. That's Protandim NRF2. The National Institute of Health and Aging, a federal agency on health, did a 10-year peer-reviewed study, and their results were, it's the only formulation known to man to increase longevity by 7%, which for me, that's an additional 4 to 6 years. Would you jump up and down for that? 4 to 6 extra good quality, healthy, productive years, while, listen to this, delaying aging and preventing disease. Oh my God, if I said that, I'd be in trouble. That's the National Institute of Health and Aging. That was their data. That was their conclusive statements after they did their study. Okay, now Washington State University Med School went further. After their peer review, they said that this is the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of all medicine. Wow, that's incredible.
That's amazing, man.
So that was the theory number 2 of oxidative stress theory of aging. All right, so now there is a mitochondrial theory of aging. Now, mitochondria are the energy producers for cellular performance. And there are mitochondrial diseases like Parkinson's, etc., where mitochondria decline. When we get older, there's that problem again. There aren't as many mitochondria, and the ones that are produced are smaller. Okay, without mitochondria, if they were withdrawn from the cells of the body, we'd be dead in 2 minutes. That's how important they are. So, is this an important theory of aging? I'm going to read to you from the summary that our company allows to be put out about NRF1. And NRF1 comes in a bottle and it looks like this. It's a small capsule. You take 2 of them once a day. I'm just going to read this. After Protandim NRF2 Synergizer, we turned our focus to the mitochondrial theory of aging. It is based on the fact that our mitochondria decline over time when stressed. And since our mitochondria are literally powering everything in our bodies from our heartbeat to our brain cells, obviously any decline in power leads to issues. So we set out to see if we could activate the NRF1 pathway. There's that term, a pathway responsible for mitochondrial health. After years of research, we launched Protandim NRF1 Synergizer, scientifically formulated to help your cells boost mitochondrial function, supporting energy, concentration, focus, and cognitive performance. Now we have a dual approach. Now, after NRF1 became available, we have the dual synergy pack utilizing 2 theories of aging, the mitochondrial theory of aging and the oxidative stress theory of aging. Now, when people took these 2 formulas, and sometimes they added this one, which was the omega, that is very proprietary with our company. It has omega-7 in it. Omega-7 is a prescription in European countries. It's heralded. It treats metabolic syndrome, which is everything from dementia to migraine headaches to vision problems to cancer to diabetes to pain of all different types to liver disease to kidney disease. Miracles happen. I mean,
I did not know that. That's amazing.
This is what they took. They said, this is what I took, Dr. Rich. I took NRF1, NRF2.
I have that omega, and I haven't taken it. I'm going to take it. I didn't know about that. Wow.
Yeah, the omega is incredible. So we're looking at now with the research, 2 theories that have changed people's lives in a short period of time. What are some examples? 38-year-old female, mother of 2 young children, who was in hospice care with pancreatic cancer, incurable. Okay, 3 months to live. She looked at the research and she took NRF1, NRF2, and the omega, but she took more than one NRF2. She decided, the research said, if one does this in 120 days, 3 should do even better. And she proved that. In 3 months, when she was supposed to be dead, she went to Mayo Clinic and had a total body scan and was totally cancer-free. What did the doctor say? Oh my God, something's wrong. We've got to do some tests and so on. She just looked at him and laughed. She said, I'm leaving. Nothing's wrong. I'm totally well. I activated my cells. You did everything that you said that you could do, and I told me to go home and die. And I was. Do I look like I'm dying? No. I mean, is that exciting? That's exciting. Okay. So what does coordinated cellular signaling do? That's what I explained with NRF1 and NRF2, opening those pathways to the nucleus of the cells, getting a specific NRF2 protein to the nucleus, and NRF1 protein to the nucleus. When you get in there and activate those genes, its health is all about gene expression. When you enhance gene expression, miracles happen. Prescription medication diminishes gene expression. So how in the world are you supposed to get well? You can't. You can't.
Okay? Hey, let me add that, because this is a good analogy I like. It's kind of like they're all sitting in a like, imagine like there's a factory that produces the antioxidants in your body, and you have the factory inside you, but at some point it just closes down. So all the workers come and they see the signal is factory's closed, go home. So all the little workers go home. They don't produce the enzymes. This opens up the factory. When they come to the factory, it says open. Then they go, oh, we go to work, and they start producing all these enzymes, right? That the factory's now open. It opens up the factory, and then it just produces.
Like you were when you were newborn. Good analogy. It's almost like there's a storm and the power lines are down. So the pathway has been cut off. Okay, so the electrical company, the poll workers, they come and they hook up the lines again, and they can reconnect the connection, and the power flows again. It's the same thing. Good analogy. Okay, so it's coordinated cellular signaling, which is medical, is opening up these pathways that you and I are just talking about. It's like this. It's like, okay, A tells B to do something, and B does it. B says, okay, I'm going to tell C to do something, and C does it. And then C tells D to do something, and D does it. It's like a domino effect. You push the first domino over, and boom, 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 they all fall. They start doing what they're supposed to do, and absolute miracles take place. In medicine, that's called transcription. It's an electrochemical transfer of energy through a pathway to get the cells to do what they're supposed to do in your uniquely created genome. It's like a lock and key, Sean. You have a lock, you put the key in, you turn the key, so you're initiating a receptor. The lock opens, okay? So, and it happens in the outer wall of the cell to the nucleus. That's where the miracle takes place. Nothing a medical doctor does will cause this to happen. So, nutrigenomics, you maintain cell signaling to turn on and maximize gene expression. That's the key to optimum health, wellness, longevity, and the cells recognizing what's wrong and reversing the symptoms of all disease. Now, let's see. Okay. I already talked about this a little bit. In a year, well, it'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years in November that we got started. And it was real slow at first because I was studying the research. And then one thing led to another, and I worked with 10 people and then 25 people, and they referred some others. And then I started seeing that the research was working with them, and it was validated. And then it got more exciting. And then it was like, wow, okay, so in 30 days, a person was neutralizing 40% of their problem. In 120 days, 70%, and they were starting to get well. I thought, this is just so cool. Sean, it was like, a kid at Christmas time, okay? I worked 35 years trying to teach people how to get well, and nothing worked for everybody till now. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better. I mean, how much better could it get? These people are overcoming everything and some incurable problems, and they threw away those adverse diagnoses and outlooks and prognosis, and they beat the odds totally. The gift of life and hope.
But it did get better, didn't it, Dr. Rich?
Oh, it did get better.
It gets better, folks.
At LifeVantage, introduced after 3.5 years of research and development and clinical trials, they introduced, relative to the third theory of aging, sirtuin theory of aging. And I'm going to explain that briefly, but here's the third formula. So now, instead of having these two, which produced all the miracles, now we have these three. It's called a tri-synergy pack. It utilizes not one, not two, but all three theories of aging and disease, and inexpensive. You don't have to have a prescription. You can take them, you just order them. And how could they order? They could order the Tri-Synergy Pack from abcgotit.com/Davis. Sorry for this. West Virginia, Paulin. Okay, so the sirtuin theory of aging, using what's called the NAD synergizer. So I talked about opening up the NRF1 pathway. And then it talked about opening up the NRF2 pathway and what happens. Oh, by the way, NRF1 makes NRF2 work better. NRF1 is causes the cells to perform at maximum levels. It's like having a battery in your car and everything's there and available, but the charge is low, and you put a battery charger on it, and boom, when it's charged, the engine turns right over. So NRF1 makes NRF2 and all the research about NRF2 blown off the charts. Now we are capable of opening up the NAD biosynthetic pathway, all medical. This is not Me Too stuff. This is not supplement stuff. Some supplement companies go Walmart and GNC and buy something. This is all medical validations. So 2 mechanisms to increase sirtuin activity. This is where, and I'm getting close to being finished here. The first one is to create it from scratch. And if there's a company that is a competition, which there isn't, but I'll say it that way, they make a supplement that go in and it has NAD in it, synthetic NAD. So you increase by creating it from scratch 2%, which is good. It's good, because NAD is responsible for a lot of the diseases, and you'll see in just a minute. So that's what other companies do. But LifeVantage, what it does is it scientifically utilizes the NAD that is generally produced and naturally produced by our cells. But like you talked about, it's kind of there and it's not being activated, and it's just sitting there saying, I'd like to do something, but I can't, and I'm older now, and I used to do this when I was younger, but I can't now. Help me out here. So the company has helped them out, okay? So now, in the cells, there is something called NAD, and I'm going to say what NAD means one time, and then from this point on, I'm going to just mention just use the term NAD. Nicotinamide, dinucleotide, that's NAD, okay? Now, the result by recycling the NAD that's already in our cells, they're available, ready to do the work. The result is in 24 hours, there is are you ready for this, Sean? A 100% increase in the NAD, being able to be utilized by our cells to be used like it was when we were young, and causing incredible results. We're almost done. This is very important. Why is this important? NAD causes sirtuins to be produced. Sirtuins are nicknamed the longevity genes. So the research, when it came out on the Tri-Synergy Pack, introduced by Dr. Dixon, research scientist in our company, one of many, he said it is now possible for a person taking the Tri-Synergy Pack, taking these 3 formulations, to realistically live to 100 productively and well beyond, maybe 150, okay? Well beyond. This is scientifically researched. The sirtuins manage everything, Sean, that happens in your cells in order to keep the body as productive as possible. When you take prescription medication, it diminishes the production of NAD and diminishes the production of the antioxidants and diminishes the production of mitochondria. We have 3 formulas that utilize the three theories of aging and disease, can be taken all at one time, and synergistically you have everything. Can live to 150 years of age, possibly realistically 100. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, so the benefits of opening the NAD pathway, I'm going to read them as the company allows them to be released. They are: if you take the NAD synergizer with NRF1 and NRF2, supports healthy longevity, supports autophagy. This is significant. Autophagy is deep cellular cleansing. And if you're going to get well, you got to cleanse the cells. And it is so deep, it is so fast that in 24 hours, the cells of the brain are detoxed 100%. That's important for someone who's trying to overcome drug addiction. I'll explain that in a minute. Improves mental focus and concentration, supports positive mood and motivation. How about all the people out there who are on depression medication or anti-anxiety medication? Will this help? The answer scientifically is yes. Boosts mental and physical energy, supports body's healthy inflammatory response. So if you have pain, it's going to help. It is also anti-cancer. That's what the research says. Maintain cholesterol levels already in the healthy range, support healthy vascular system. Now, weight loss. It's not a weight loss approach, but people lose a lot of weight because now the 3 together in the sirtuins increase metabolism. So when a person eats a meal and they have excess calories that are normally stored as fat, they're no longer stored as fat. They are now converted to cellular energy. And the process doesn't end there. After you eat a meal, goes looking for other places to increase energy. Where? Stored fat molecules everywhere in the body. Starts pulling them out, converting them to energy, making you more healthy. Okay, every second of every day, this is happening. And that process continues till all the stored fat is gone. It may take a month, it may take 2-3 months, it may take 6 months, it may take a year. We've had people that have lost well over 100 pounds safely without a stimulant. Okay, eating a good diet, and if you're going to take this approach, you've got to drink lots of water because of the autophagy. You're going to detox, and that those toxins are going to go to the digestive system and the kidneys, and you got to flush them out. How much water? Half your body weight in ounces of water daily, at least that much. Now let's talk about somebody who's a drug addict. A lot of drug addicts continue to use because they don't want to go through withdrawal. It's terrible, okay? It's deadly sometimes. So if you detox the cells of the brain 100% in 24 hours, you take NRF2, which increases the glutathione in the brain 300% in 24 hours. Drug addicts become drug addicts because they're deficient in glutathione and NAD. You add those 2 things and detox the brain, guess what? You don't go through withdrawal. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So people
That's
want
amazing.
to weight and they can't when they get older. You can lose the weight and do everything that the NRF1, NRF2, and now the sirtuin theory of aging provides for the human body without a prescription, safely, without side effects. Okay, so low NAD is associated with numerous conditions, and I'll read them. Chronic fatigue, weakness and pain, drug and alcohol addiction, anxiety, depression, insomnia, and most of all chronic diseases. So we're right there here close to the end now. So let's review. NRF2 was really good. That was the first product available. I mean, people experienced miracles. Then we added NRF1. Incredible. It was truly miraculous. Now we add the NAD sirtuin approach and theory of aging. Sean, the three together, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. It is the most incredible paradigm shift in medicine. A doctor from our company who's a laboratory clinical oncologist, Dr. Sveta Silverman, one of 9 who's who in the world and experts in NRF2 activation, she basically said that we now, as individuals, without a doctor's visit or prescription or diagnoses, have the opportunity to take these 3 things, activate our cells, utilize the 3 theories of aging and disease, and overcome, and this was her term, a plethora of diseases. And she named them. As she said, especially what she deals with. She's a cancer doctor. So you have the choice. You can continue to go to your allopathic doctor, and you can spend that money for those visits, and you can continue to take their protocol of prescription medications or get surgery or go to referrals of other doctors and so on, treating the symptoms, getting sick from the side effects of the drugs, not feeling well, but you do it. Why? Because they said, this is my protocol, you got to take it, or you're not going to do well. You can continue to get down that road, or you can choose to implement the nutrigenomic model and enhance gene expression. By how much? With 1 and 2, there was an increase of like 65%, 78%, whatever. When they added the NAD synergizer and had the 3 formulas to take, the gene expression increased from anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800%. The key to health is optimum gene expression.
Yeah.
Prescription medication diminishes gene expression. It doesn't add to the quality of life or the problem that they're having. It doesn't deal with the cause of the disease, but our nutrigenomic approach does. It's the answer. It's there. Now, I'm going to say it again. If you go to Sean's site, you'll get the view and evolution. The first video is a short video, 6 minutes. It's an ABC primetime investigative report of Dr. Joe McCord, the most renowned microbiologist in the world. He was awarded the Elliott Crescent Medal from the Franklin Institute for his 45 years of research developing the most published medical formula in the world, this nutrigenomic formula. You can go to his site and watch that 6-minute video. It's incredible. It's going to whet your appetite. And my suggestion would be to watch the second video, Dr. Maniscalco. He's a vascular surgeon from Florida, and he details in 10 minutes on a whiteboard. It's the most incredible presentation. He talks about opening up. He talks about what causes all disease and aging to manifest, and how easy, this is what he says, for the human body cells to overcome the symptoms of all disease by opening up the NRF1 and NRF2 pathway to the nucleus of the cells, okay, by transcription. Okay, then.
And that doctor has like 4,000 patients on
4,500 patients, yes. So
on
he
on
has
Protandim.
recommended, and they're taking Protandim, yes. Okay, now, then you can watch the third video, folks. It's Dr. Dixon from our company, and he does an incredible job talking about the synergy of taking these 3 formulations together and the results that one should expect. Okay, and he does it clinically, but easy to understand. And folks, we are on the threshold of something really, really, really big here. And Sean, again, you said nobody knows about this. They truly don't. Very few people know about LifeVantage. And by the way, and it's an incredible it's a large company, 4th fastest growing company in the United States, doing business in 23 countries in the world. The stock is incredible. But if you Google LifeVantage, the first thing that's going to come up is Amazon. And guess what? We are a medical company, a nutrigenomic company. We don't need Amazon. We don't provide products to Amazon. And you may go on Amazon and see a bottle that looks like this. It's not our product. It's a knockoff. In many cases, it doesn't even look the same. And many people have become ill taking those products. So and why do they buy it? Because the shipping is free. Well, in January, all the shipping of all of our products will be free at LifeVantage. So there's no advantage to go into Amazon, because if you want to get well and you want to live a long time and you don't want to age, or you want to overcome what you're going through, you want to implement all the research that's here and on Sean's site, abcgotit.com/Davis, then you get it from LifeVantage. So
That's right. Real quick, and then at the bottom, just so you know, so you can watch these little videos. I'm showing them. You can't see it, Dr. Rich, but I'm showing them the page as you're talking about it. Just right here at the bottom. If you watch this and you wanna see it, you click this bottom, and it'll take you to the product page.
Okay. All right. And it will. And at the top, you can press on shop, and you can see the products, and you can get them at wholesale by setting up an auto ship. So what are some examples of what you could order? Well, all of the people that I learned from, all of those testimonies, for sure, they all took the dual synergy pack, 2 capsules of NRF1 and 1 tablet of NRF2 in the morning. And was it successful? Yes. If they were chronically ill, they chose to take more than 1 tablet of NRF2, maybe one with breakfast, one with lunch, and one with supper. If you took 2-3 times a day for a couple of weeks, went to 1-3 times a day for a couple of weeks, and then 1 twice a day as a maintenance. Were they successful? Oh my goodness, yes. And then many people added the omega with the omega-7 in it. Okay, successful? Yes, more so, especially when it dealt with, and all these people with pain, that when they added the omega, or even omega and a second tablet of NRF2, the results were even more incredible. Now, what if a person has gut problems? Here's the probiotic, okay? And it's little pellets about the size of peas. Is it a significant formulation? It's proprietary. It delivers 60% of the good bacteria to the gut. Anybody that's out there that has a company that produces probiotic, the maximum that you can get from any other company is 5 to 8%. So, and if a person has a problem where they have sluggish bowel elimination, then they need to get with you and or Steve and refer them to me, because I can teach them very easily. You got to eliminate today what you ate yesterday, because that has to happen for a person to become optimally well. And they've got to drink lots of water, especially if they're going to take the NAD Synergizer. So the other thing that can happen is, so you can order, if there's only one thing you can purchase, you've got to have NRF2. You've got to get on Sean's site and go back there and order 1 bottle of NRF2. That's a must. Okay, $40.99. That's the cellular activator. That has to happen. But if you can afford, you want a maintenance, then NRF1 and NRF2. It's called a dual synergy pack. If you want the ultimate approach, then it's the tri-synergy pack of NRF1, NRF2, and the tri-synergizer. But I'm going to give a suggestion. It is such a powerful cellular detoxer, causing autophagy to occur. I tell my clients to do it this way. Take 1 capsule of NRF1, 1 capsule of NAD, and 1 tablet of NRF2 for 5 days. And then on the 6th day, hit it the way it's designed to be taken. 2 NRF1, 2 NAD, and 1 NRF2. And hold on to your hats. Your energy is going to go up. When the first day you take it, even 1 of each, you're going to feel your cells functioning in a way that you've never experienced anything in your life. It's a proof positive that's happening. Now, you may go on that site and you may look at that information, and you may call Sean, and Sean's brand new and he may not have an answer. Well, I know somebody that does besides me. His name is Steve Price. And Steve has given me permission to give out his cell number, which is, mark this down, folks, 850-737-8255. 1183. And I'll give it again, 850-737-1183. Steve is very knowledgeable. He recruited me into this business. He is our business partner. He can advise you if you have questions and you're not sure. He can even advise you how to order if you can't do it from the site, and he would probably even do the order for you. We do it for all of our people. Again, his number is 850-737-1183. Now, what can you expect if you decide to take this NRF1, NRF1 and 2, or the Tri-Synergy Pack, utilizing the 3 theories of aging and disease, or adding the Omega if you want, which is ultimate. And if you have a gut problem, taking the probiotic, well, I'll end with this. Dr. McCord says, folks, picture yourself in an auditorium. There's people in front, people to the left, people to the right, people behind you. And this is what he would say, folks, you're not exclusive. Look at the person in the front, look to the right, look to the left, turn around, look to the person behind you. You are not exclusive. It's not going to work for the people all around you and not work for you. Why? My research, my scientific research over 45 years proves that it works for everyone at every age, regardless of your diagnosed condition. And I'll end with this final statement. People, you don't have to call Sean or Steve or want to talk with me. I have this. Will it work for this? I have this problem. Will it work for this? My doctor diagnosed me with this. Will it work for this? The answer is yes, yes, yes. It works for everyone at every age. And it doesn't matter what you're diagnosed with, because the cause of all disease is age-related oxidative stress. And we have an approach that deals with that and the other 2 theories of aging and disease. You've got it all. This is exciting. Sean, do you have any questions? Because I'm finished.
Wow, doctor, I really appreciate everything you said, man. This is amazing. I don't have anything to add. This is perfect. I really appreciate all the knowledge you dropped. We're looking, so, you know, if this is for people who are sick, who want to be healthy. These are people who are healthy and want to stay healthy. This is for people who aren't you. So send this video to people that you know who aren't healthy, who need health. And we're looking for referrals, and we're also looking for distributors. So if this is something that catches your eye, like it caught mine, also contact us.
And Sean, I just want to add this to what you just said.
Yes, sir.
There are very few people out there. There are millions who are on the product. There are hundreds of millions of people in our country, and we're doing business in 23 countries throughout the world. We do need people to share this information. And how do you do it? Folks, when you go to Sean's site, abcgotit.com/Davis, you can acquire a site like that for $50 one time, one fee of $50 that's exclusive to you, linked to the company. People can order from it. That's what you use to share the information. We have an easy, duplicatable system, providing people for information that everybody needs and everybody is looking for and wants.
Exactly, man. This is great. I'm so excited. And so I just wanted to bring this to people because I see so many people that aren't able, they don't have the answers. So, doctor, I really appreciate you. This is the answer, and this is the answer for everyone, you know? And so you don't have to worry about what you have. This will make you healthy on a cellular level like nothing else. And it's also not a supplement, it's an activator. It's a technology using natural ingredients, and all the ingredients are natural. So
and scientifically validated, it works as well for dogs as it does for human.
Yes.
And there are people with ranches all over the country and out of the country that have horses as big as those beautiful animals are. 1 tablet of NRF2 a day for horses that are ailing and broken bones and blind and diabetes and cancer, etc. It's incredible. So we have what everybody wants and needs.
Wow.
Order it.
Thanks, man. Hey, I appreciate your time.
You're welcome, Sean. It's my pleasure.
All right, buddy. I know you got to go. I appreciate it. And thanks, everybody, for watching. go to ABC. The link will be in the description, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Hold on one sec.